Welcome to Gaming Ups and Downs, where I give you my thoughts on the latest gaming news. I own all of the current consoles and play all types of genres. So if a game or announcement is good or great, it gets a joystick up. If the game or announcement leaves a lot to be desired or is an epic fail, it gets a joystick down. And at the end of the video, I'm going to announce my game or announcement of the show, so stay tuned for that. So let's dive into the Xbox Games 2026 showcase and see how the show was. And remember, these are just my opinions based on the show at this time. So if you have any different thoughts or opinions, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them and we can discuss and debate about the show. First up is Gears of War E-Day. I'm a big fan of the Gears of War franchise, and the original Gears sold me on buying an Xbox 360 in the first place. Microsoft opens up with gameplay from what looks like the opening chapter of the game. It shows us the beginning attacks of E-Day with the locusts pouring out of the emergence holes and Marcus Phoenix and company dressed as civilians. It has some Last of Us vibes to it, which is a great thing. It appears to be much darker, grittier, and there's even elements of horror. The graphics, sound, environmental destructibility, and refined cover mechanics are all impressive in the gameplay footage that was shown. The game looks like a much quicker, more refined Gears of War experience, which is absolutely needed if Gears wants to re-establish itself as a pillar for Xbox and multiplayer gaming in general. While they decided to leave Kate, JD, and Dell's unfinished business of Gears of War 5 hanging by not going directly into Gears of War 6, this is probably the right call to go back to the original trilogy that fans love, back to the dark, visceral brutality of what Gears of War is all about, and made it special in the first place. This was a very strong opening 7 minutes to the show, so Gears of War E-Day gets a joystick up for me. Next up is Asha Sharma, Xbox's new CEO, and her big announcement that they're bringing back Xbox console exclusives by making Gears of War E-Day an Xbox console exclusive. This gets a joystick up for Xbox gamers as it gives them a reason to own an Xbox. However, this will definitely limit the multiplayer pool for Gears of War E-Day because the PlayStation 5 install base is much larger than the Xbox's is. And Microsoft has had many mixed messaging when it comes to Xbox Studios' first-party games multi-platform strategy, especially with the Gears of War franchise, as the Gears of War Reloaded remake was just released on the PlayStation 5 last year, so most people thought that Gears of War E-Day would be a multi-platform title as well. So the last-second audible limiting the multiplayer pool and Xbox's mixed messaging gets a joystick down. Next up is Fable. And while I'm not a big fan of the Fable games, as the quirky humor doesn't do it for me, the previous games also had many unfulfilled promises that were disappointed when they didn't deliver. I do think it was time for another Fable game, and this one's going to be multi-platform. Despite Fable not being my cup of tea, this one does look solid enough, and there are choices that are supposed to be pretty substantial throughout your gameplay. So for this one, joystick up. Microsoft is pulling out all of the first-party heavy hitters, with Halo Campaign Evolved up next. The visuals look really good, and while this is remaking the original game's campaign, and there is no multiplayer in this one, there are 3 all-new missions that will make it worth picking up even for seasoned veterans. It looks like they're going to go with a more cinematic approach as well. Halo has been a struggling franchise recently, but this one looks like a good step in the right direction. I can get on board with this one. Joystick up. Next up is a gorgeous looking game, Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy. And while I've never played the other Plague Tale games, I definitely want to. The graphics, combat, exploration, and cinematics all impress in this gameplay trailer. This is definitely a pleasant surprise. Joystick up. Next up is Persona 4 Revival. Persona games are always very stylish experiences with plenty of activities to do, personas to collect, and dungeon crawling turn-based battles to get into. Persona 4 is one of the more popular games in the franchise, so a reimagining of visuals, UI, battles, and events for a modern audience works for me. Joystick up. Next up is State of Decay 3. And while I know a lot of people really enjoy these types of games, I've never gotten into this franchise. I'm not big into the open world base building mechanics of it. If you enjoy the first 2 State of Decay games, I'm sure this trailer looks really great and you're gonna pick this up. But for me, I'm not gonna play it, so joystick down. Next up is Sea of Thieves Season 20 Custom Seas free update. Another game I have no desire in ever playing, but for those who do enjoy this game, it's nice to see a brand new season of content releasing where you can create new modes, hideouts, and experiences. But for me, joystick down. Next up is Metro Exodus 2039, which is a first-person shooter with very impressive visuals. Xbox loves their first-person shooters, and while I prefer a third-person shooter over a first-person, this one does look really solid and worth checking out. So joystick up. Next up is Bad Magpie, which looks like a game that would fit well in an indie showcase. However, it seemed out of place here and left a lot to be desired for me. So joystick down. Next up is Wolong 2 Wings of Ember. I'm a fan of Team Ninja for their work on the previous Xbox Ninja Gaiden games, and this game has some solid visuals and combat. However, there's been a lot of these types of games recently, and nothing in this trailer jumped out to me to set it apart from the other action-heavy and Souls-like games, so joystick down. Next up is Join Us. It's an open-world survival sandbox mixed with a cult-building simulator and some bizarre humor. And while that may sound great to some, it's a hard pass for me. Joystick down. Next up is Senua, which looks like a spin-off title from the previous Hellblade games. These games previously focused on psychological horror and narrative-driven storytelling with light hack-and-slash combat, and this game seems to follow suit with perhaps a bigger focus on gameplay and combat. The music, the trailer, and the gameplay all look great to me. Sign me up. Joystick up. Next up is Fallout 76, the Infestations update. I enjoyed my time with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas in the 360 era, as well as the new TV series, but I never got into Fallout 76. So while this classic cartoon trailer is a lot of fun, and a free trial when a new update is coming out is always welcome for new players out there, I will be passing on this one. Joystick down. Next up is Doom the Dark Ages Revelation. It's an expansion to Doom the Dark Ages, which I thought was a creative take on a Doom game. So seeing what looks to be a pretty meaty expansion to the game works for me, as long as it's fairly priced. The spear and shield combat in the ice environments look great to me. Joystick up. Next up is Crazy Taxi World Tour. This had a fun trailer with the Offspring music calling back to the older games in the series. While it isn't a must-own game, I do think it's always great when a game franchise that's been console dormant for over 20 years makes a comeback. The visuals, driving, and soundtrack are what always made Crazy Taxi fun in the first place, and all of that seems to be present in the trailer. Joystick up. Next up is the Xbox Series X25 Limited Edition announcement. The trailer was very cool, as it harkened back to the original Xbox and capitalized on the nostalgia from the good old days, featuring that translucent green for both the console and the controller, while modernizing it for the Series X. This was a fun, creative surprise that celebrates 25 years of Xbox. Joystick up. The release date is November 2026, probably trying to cash in on that GTA 6 release. Unfortunately, there was no price point, and with the current state of console pricing going up and up, this will likely be expensive. So no price announcement equals joystick down. Next up is Age of Empires 4 Raiders of the North expansion. This expansion adds new civilizations and gameplay features to the real-time strategy game. And while there's definitely an audience for this game, I am not it. Joystick down. Next up is Minecraft Dungeons 2. It shows off co-op hack-and-slash dungeon crawling gameplay in the Minecraft universe. I'm sure fans of the original will cheer, but for me, this is another joystick down. Next up is Magicians: The Devil's Deal. It's a narrative-driven first-person action game that gives off some major BioShock vibes, with its unique setting and powers revolving all around magic. There are some imaginative uses of illusion and deception throughout the trailer as well. This was the surprise of the Xbox Game Showcase for me. Impressive visuals, smooth combat, a fantastic setting, with a strong narrative layered on top. That's a recipe for success. Big joystick up for me. Next up is Valor Mortis. which also has some strong BioShock vibes to it, which I'm definitely a fan of. This one is a first-person role-playing game with strong Souls-like and Metroidvania elements to it. I am a little concerned that the visuals and the gameplay for the combat don't look as smooth and crisp and polished as they should for a game that's coming out later this year, but I am definitely interested in the game as the dark setting and the story looks very appealing to me. So for now, joystick up. Next up is Elder Scrolls Online Return to the Thieves Guild, a new expansion for the MMORPG, which I'm sure will be a big hit for a lot of people out there, but for me, I prefer single-player RPGs and JRPGs, so I stay away from the MMOs. So this is for me a joystick down. Next up is Flight Simulator 2024 World Update 22 US National Parks. The expansion celebrates national parks and monuments from the United States, and the trailer looks absolutely beautiful. So if you're an owner of Flight Simulator 2024, this is a no-brainer purchase, and a great update for the game. However, I'm not into these games, so joystick down. Next up is the Where Winds Meet Hidden Mountain expansion to the action-adventure game Where Winds Meet. The trailer shows off some stylish combat and impressive visuals, especially for the environments. I haven't played or even heard of Where Winds Meet, but this expansion does intrigue me, so joystick up. Next up is Castlevania Belmont's Curse, a brand new entry in the acclaimed Castlevania franchise featuring a new protagonist, Rose Belmont, who must traverse through stylish-looking environments with new abilities, uncovering secrets along the way, and battling intense, over-the-top boss battles in this 2D action exploration platformer. A new Castlevania game is long overdue, and the trailer delivered in spades. It releases October 15th, 2026, and is a must-play. Welcome back, Castlevania. Joystick up. Next up is Vivarium, a unique hand-drawn life sim adventure game that has great animations and looks like you're playing a cartoon, similar to the Cuphead games. While I appreciate the effort and that unique approach to the game, but I'm not quite sure this is the showcase is appropriate for the world premiere location for this game. So unfortunately, that gets it a joystick down. Next up is Persona 6, and this was a big surprise to me, since Atlas already previously announced Persona 4 Revival at the showcase, and one would think that they would then drop the Persona 6 tease right after that announcement. Instead, we get it now. Later in the show, the logo does remind me of the Ghostbusters logo, and the tease felt a lot darker like the earlier Persona games, which I'm a big fan of. Joystick up. With that being said, all we got was a short teaser trailer. No gameplay, no character designs, not much else to talk about. So that gets a joystick down. Next up is Spyro, A Realm Beyond. This is another dormant franchise making a quality comeback with some fun cinematics in the trailer, as well as some great looking visuals of Spyro flying in a large open space. This one's not for everyone, but I enjoy the Spyro games for what they are, and I also enjoyed his appearances in the Skylander games. Joystick up. Next up is Clockwork Revolution, another BioShock-inspired, first-person narrative-driven action game. This time, the inspiration seems to stem from BioShock Infinite, which I'm a big fan of. Clockwork Revolution incorporates time manipulation mechanics, character creation, and RPG elements. This game could use a little polish, as it looks a little rough around the edges, and this is the second game of the show that Xbox specifically called out as an Xbox console exclusive, but it has my attention. Joystick up. Next up is the Xbox Game Showcase closer, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 showing off the first look of a DMZ mode, which in my opinion is a pretty worthless closer to a showcase. A month ago, they had the story and gameplay reveal for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, which I thought looked pretty good, and I would have given that a joystick up for sure, as I enjoy a good Call of Duty campaign. But showing off a mode as your big go-home moment on your showcase is a big letdown, and it might as well have been high guard here. Joystick down. Immediately following the showcase, we got a 30-minute Gears of War E-Day Direct, where they went behind the scenes with the development team, discussed how the city was a character in the game, with how it started off beautiful and it changes and gets destroyed throughout the game. They did a deep dive into the next-gen tech, new gameplay and movement mechanics, new weapons, and multiplayer modes with all new maps, and a new mode, Horde Siege, a new 12-player PvE mode where 3 squads of 4 work together across a large sprawling city map to take on bosses and survive. Sounds like Horde mode mixed with the large-scale Battlefield maps. The Direct was informative and reinforced the notion that Gears of War is back and better than ever. The Gears of War E-Day Direct gets a joystick up. And it also wins my game of the show. The Xbox Games Showcase had over 30 games and announcements, and I enjoyed most of them. The ones that stood out the most for me were Gears of War E-Day, Magician: The Devil's Deal, Clockwork Revolution, and the Xbox Series X25 limited edition announcement. And it was also nice seeing updates for Fable and Halo Campaign Evolved, along with the return of fan favorite franchises Castlevania, Crazy Taxi, and Spyro the Dragon. There was definitely some filler that bloated the show some, and choosing to end with the first look of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 DMZ mode was a mistake in my eyes. The console exclusives and what Microsoft ends up doing next with Game Pass moving forward is critical to keep an eye on, but overall, I enjoyed the show, and I'm going to give the show a joystick up. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know your overall ups and downs for the show in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you're alerted to more gaming ups and downs as they release, as well as all of my future content. Thank you for all of your support, and remember, we're in the endgame now.